today we're going to talk about a really great book called The E-Myth Revisited by Michael E Gerber. And I just reread it or re-listened to it. And it's a book I really love to revisit because it reminds me about the importance of working on my business and not just in it. And we'll talk a little bit about that more in a second. But something else I love about this book is that he uses a story to talk through all the points of the book. So it just makes it a lot less dry in terms of a business book. I don't know, you almost get invested in like this woman's story and her pie shop and all of that. So that's kind of fun. So as therapists, if we have a private practice, it's easy to get stuck on the need to see clients, but forget that our business needs so much more than just the guarantee that clients will keep coming. And so he calls this the E-myth and why so many small, or the entrepreneur myth. And it's why so many small businesses fail. Owners open up a business because they are actually just technicians who assume that technical skills alone are enough to run a business. So in our case, we are technicians who our skill is doing therapy, one-on-one therapy. And so he goes on to describe that there are like three different business personalities. So there's the entrepreneur, who's the visionary, the innovator, the one who just like can't stop coming up with ideas. There's the manager, who likes to plan and think ahead and has all of that figured out. And then there's the technician who does the thing. So the doer, the worker, the therapist. And so each business sort of goes through a life cycle based on these personalities. So in the infancy stage, that's the technician's phase. So that's where many of us are. Many of us get stuck, really, where it's like, you know, we're seeing 20 clients a week and we're starting to burn out and all of that because we are just stuck in this technician phase where we are just seeing clients and that's all we're doing. Then there's the adolescence, which is the manager's phase. So then, you know, many of us move here where we're like, all right, I'm going to hire a virtual assistant or I'm going to hire someone to answer phones or whatever it is. And, you know, sometimes that goes well and sometimes we struggle with that because we don't know how to be a manager. So a lot of businesses sort of like fizzle out in that area and they're like, you know what, forget it. I'm just going to go back to like my infancy phase, my technician phase. I'm just going to do everything by myself. And then there's the ideal place, which is maturity, and that's the entrepreneur's phase. And that's where all of these personalities work well together, and the entrepreneur is able to take the business forward while the manager is able to manage things, and the technician is able to do the thing. And so that's kind of like the goal. So the goal also is to work on your business and not in it. So that means to really focus on developing systems and processes rather than doing all the technical work yourself. So this might mean hiring therapists to come work for you if you want to see less clients, or just figuring out other ways to reduce that one-on-one therapy time. Because again, we can easily burn out if we're seeing too many clients a week. And so one of my favorite ideas from the book is, he calls it the franchise prototype, and to act like you are going to, you know, develop your business in a way as if you were going to turn it into a franchise. So it doesn't matter, you know, if you're not going to franchise or grow or something like that, but no matter how big your business is, even if it's just you still need to have processes in place that anyone can understand, that anyone can replicate and do. And so that might be automated systems. It might mean having a virtual assistant or something, but your business needs to run without your presence. And so, yes, if you are seeing individual clients, like, no, they're not going to, you know, see therapy, or you're not going to do therapy with them while you're on vacation, but it might mean that the way that referrals come in is still automated. It's still working. It's still, you know, they're still being taken care of the way that you want them to be taken care of. And so he goes on to explain how like McDonald's is sort of amazing at this. Like no matter where you go, the fries only stay, you know, frying for, it's like 10 minutes before they get soggy. So they have to be taken out at that time. All the patties are the same weight and size, and everything is just runs like clockwork and how it should. And so those, I think maybe, you know, we're not all creating McDonald's out of our therapy practices. But I think there's a lot to learn there about the way that we, treat clients, greet clients, onboard clients, all of these things that we can learn from this book. And, at the end of the day, it's about building a business that works for you. So you really want to be designing your business to fulfill your personal and professional goals. So your business should work for you, not the other way around. And that's another big part of that book. So, you want to have systems so that you're spending less time in your business doing the technical things, and just thinking about where you fit maybe with some of these personality types, and where your business might be, and maybe ways that you can move it up if you're wanting to grow or step back a little bit. So I highly recommend reading it. And you can see a link below, and let me know if you've read this book or if you have thoughts.